This is the Toro Timecutter. This is a consumer grade zero turn mower. 54-inch cut. It has a welded deck on it, fabricated deck. It has a commercial V-twin Toro motor, which I'm told is a Kawasaki, but I can't be sure about that. I believe it is. 24.5 horsepower. It has the MyRide suspension system, which, if you're not familiar with it, this mower has a deck on it and the seat sits on it. It's completely independent of the mower. It has springs, so when you're riding on the mower, the deck and the floorboard is floating on springs. It has like a motorcycle coil spring in the front and two wound coil springs in the back that keep this thing. It rides really comfortable. It's unbelievable how well it rides when you're mowing. I've got it set in the middle right now. I probably need it a little firmer. The heavier you are, the firmer you need these springs to be set. If you're real light, you can set it on 1 where it's got a soft ride. But if you're heavier like me, you need to set it on the maximum so you can have a real firm ride. It doesn't throw you around too much. It doesn't bounce. It is a consumer grade. It's not a commercial mower, but it has a lot of features of commercial mowers. It doesn't have the roll bar on the back that lays your grass down and gives you the stripes that a lot of people like. It has a smart speed control system, so you can set that lever. All that does is limits how fast you can go. You can put it on turtle or tow mode or fast. It recommends that you mow on the fastest speed. It has a deck adjustment system that's 1.5 inch all the way up to 4.5 inch, and it's pretty easy to move with just your hand, but it has a foot assist. You can put your foot on it and it takes the weight off this control so you can move it. I've got it set where I want it around 3 inches. And you have to adjust the rollers to the hole that corresponds. Those are anti-scalp rollers, and they need to be set based on where your deck is sitting at. There's a deck wash system that's built in. It comes with a little connector. We picked this up at Tractor Supply. We had went to an auction on Monday that's been going on, and they had one of these used that had 190 hours on it at the auction. We bid on it till it got all the way up to $3,500, and I'm not sure what it actually sold for. $4,000, $4,500, something like that. It was basically the same mower except it was used. So we went all over. I had no intention of ever buying a zero turn, but I'd sat on one of these at the auction, and it was really comfortable. I've sat on the bad boy mowers. I've sat on the Skag. I'm talking about $11,000 mowers. And the problem was the seat was too narrow. I'm a big guy, and I couldn't put the armrest down. I couldn't even sit in the seats with the armrest. They're tiny little seats. They're made for tiny people, I suppose. I guess professionals are all skinny. I don't know. But you can sit on this mower with the handles all the way in, and the way they curve out, they're very comfortable. And they're also adjustable back and forth for shorter. The seat, I've got the seat actually set forward a notch because it was too far back with it all the way back. You can make yourself very comfortable on this mower. Plus it has this MyRide system, and that makes it extremely comfortable. It has a lot of features of a pro mower at a consumer price. And like I said, the used one I think went for around $4,500. Went to Tractor Supply, had this mower new for $38.99. And I asked them were there any available discounts on it, and the Tractor Supply people actually marked it down. They said that there was some kind of discount going on this particular mower right now, and actually we give $3,600 for it. So we got it for almost probably $1,000 less than what we were going to give for it at the auction, because the auction had a 10% markup. So if we give $4,500 for it, we would give another $450. So we could probably been close to $5,000, and we bought a new one for a good $1,000 less or more. So I'm very happy with that, very pleased. And how does it mow? I just got done mowing with it. It's kind of dirty. I sprayed it off a little bit. Also says assembled in America. I like that. Mows great on dry grass. It's does really good, really comfortable. I live on a hillside. It's hard to see. I live on a pretty good hillside. I don't hardly have 15-degree slope, but I'd say it's close to it. It doesn't recommend you mow anything over 15 degrees. Cuts the grass really good. I took a second pass over this part because my grass had actually got pretty high. But it does a little bit of striping like you'd want with a pro mower. It mows pretty good. I'm very satisfied with it. It took me a while to get used to it. And while I was mowing, it came a pretty hard rain. And I have to say, I don't recommend anybody get out on wet grass in this thing, or any mower for that matter. But this thing, it gets nasty, it gets loose. You can't really steer it. You just have to go where it slides to, and I don't want to do that again. I want to make sure it's good and dry the next time I mow. I got a little bit steeper of a grade down here that I went up and down instead of going across. It mowed decent on that. It didn't slide nearly as bad as it did in this thick grass. But it mows well. It goes around obstacles. I got a little trim work to do on some of this stuff. I didn't try to mow on the roadside of my ditch that I used to mow with my riding mower. I just felt like it was too wet and too dangerous, so I probably have to pick that up with a trimmer. It's hard to talk with all this traffic. You can tell from looking at it that it rained on me pretty good. It looks like it has a pretty easy oil change system. It has an oil stem over here up under the cap. You just unclip it from this little holder. Just unclip the tube and drop it off the side and drain the oil. I don't think there's any valves to open anything. You just unclip it and lay it down and blow the engine, and it'll drain out. It got really dirty when it rained on me. But like I said, I believe this is a Kawasaki motor. I'm not sure if Toro has their own version of an engine or not. From what I read online, I think they use Kawasaki's. Some of them actually say Kawasaki right here where the air cleaner is. This one says Toro everywhere. The MyRide system, we'll just have to see how that goes. I don't think there's too much that can break on it. It rides really well. I've never ridden a zero turn. It steers kind of like our skid steer. It uses the drives to steer it. I don't know if there's another kind of tire that's a little more aggressive. These flat turf saver tires, they're real flat across the surface. They go okay until they get wet, and then they're squirrely. But you shouldn't mow in the rain anyway. 54-inch deck, like I said before, it cuts the mowing time down. Probably, we had a 48-inch deck on our other mower. I would say it cut our mowing down by a third anyway, because it's faster. It mows a wider path. We had to do a little adjusting on it to get it to the right height that actually worked for this bumpy yard. We adjusted it once we got those scalp rollers adjusted where they needed to be. This thing took off and mowed like a pro. So nothing bad to say about it. It has a really nice seat. Has armrests on it that are wide enough for a large person like me. I'm pretty heavy. Batteries mounted down there, easy to get to. Seems like every control on this thing is easy to manipulate. It's real simple. Key start, and there's your speed control, choke, and your deck control. And my question at the store was, does it mow in reverse? And they didn't know, so they disconnected it from the security system, put me on it out in the grass, and let me mow around with it. I never thought that Tractor Supply would be so accommodating, but they really were. And it does mow in reverse. You can mow frontwards, backwards, in a circle. It doesn't make any difference. It keeps on mowing, and it mows really well. I never experienced, I had really high grass. My grass was really big because it's rained for a week straight here. And never had no clogging problems with the deck. The discharge was really nice. It blew all the grass out, cleaned itself. I washed it with the hose washer once I was done. And it's a number one. This is my first use of this mower. This is a tested tool review, but like I said, I'm going to have to run it a little bit longer and see where the strong points and the weaknesses are on it. I'm kind of curious about this MyRide deck system and see how it performs, because this is a new design for 2020. I believe the old design had coil springs in the back that made everything a little bit more jam-packed, a little more complicated to get to. But it is a Toro. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I did have really good support from Tractor Supply. They provided the trailer to get the machine home. They loaded it up. We strapped it down. I hauled it home, unloaded it, and took them their trailer back to them, and they were really nice about it, good about it. It didn't have a service manual when it was sitting out on the lot. It had been rained on and destroyed. They printed off a new service manual and had everything ready to go. I went to the Tractor Supply in Barberville, Kentucky, and I can't think of the salesman's name that helped me. He was a very nice guy. I think his name was Kevin. I may get that wrong. If I'm wrong, I apologize. But anybody that wants to get one of these mowers, I would have never bought a Toro. I didn't know anything about them. I know they used to be a really good brand, but all of the other zero turns that I've sat on, I just don't fit. I'm too large of a person. And this machine, even though it might be smaller than some of the other mowers, it's set up for just the average guy, and the average guy is usually a little heavy. So pulls like a champ, mows like a champ. So this is the first mowing. If we start running into issues, good or bad, we will definitely post another video. We'll document it. So that is my take on this Toro mower. We'll give you more updates as we go along if we have any issues with it. This is a tested tool review. Thanks for watching.